been protecting us all these years. But now it's our turn to protect you. Let her go.
But if I let her go, I'll have no one.
That's not true.
Welcome, everybody, to another fine edition of Miscellaneous Mondays. It is a Mansion Monday today, and I am probably only loosely using that term for our current entry, which is a little game called What Remains of Edith Finch. Ooh, gotta turn that down a little. Forgive me if I'm coughing a lot. I just did cram down like a bunch of food right before I started the stream. So, I'm sure I'm going to be sounding great. But yeah, What Remains of Edith Finch is a game that I don't know how many years ago this crossed my eyes, and I remained relatively blind to it. I just heard it was really good and had a cool concept. Oh, no, I have failed to turn page. There we go.
This isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, this is a big mood.
Start at the beginning with the house.
Oh, we got a zoom. Alright.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Oh man, the text is reflecting on the inside of the mailbox. I'm pretty into that.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Excuse me. Whoop. That is the that's the menu button. That's still the menu button. I don't know why I keep hitting it.
No
I have
been this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
I've been conditioned to really want a sprint button right about now, but it ain't this kind of game. A deer. Not allowed. Not allowed to fall into this ditch either.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Somebody's gotta pay the bills.
The house was exactly like I remembered it. the way I'd been dreaming about it.
They even got hoops. They got hoops to shoot. I'd spend some time here, you know, play a little basketball in the front yard.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Milton Finch. Maybe because it's made like a fucking Tim Burton nightmare. I don't know. This looks like a model for like a Studio Leica film.
As a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house. I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Shit's locked.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Put it all the way back. Gotta break in through the garage like usual. Gotta go home. We are home. Ooh. That's good. That's good. I want to manipulate it. Oh, I can. Let me mash my face into these wind chimes. Didn't plan for that, did you? Oh man, I do not miss the days when I had to deal with these. That's a perfect little peephole.
Felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother. Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
But now I'm a big grown-up. Ah, we got the tennis ball garage. I don't know why you're afraid of this house. This place seems really homely. It reminds me of a lot of places I've been to and
Power
stayed
had
at.
turned off the night we left.
Also, yeah, I don't have to deal with those
Spending
kinds
years
of trash things. I have a dumpster right by my house. Yeah, this place looks dope.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Oof.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Oh, to be isolated in a giant forest manor.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Not a fan of the spooky wind. I used to live by some trees that would make that noise when wind went through them, and it sucked.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Had a chair like this too. Is this just my house? Is my old house? No, definitely not. God, look at all these books. Oh, we can look at them. Oh, are these all individually titled? Good on you. What do we got? 100 Years of Solitude, The Aleph, A Dreamer's Tales, Time and the Gods, The Curse and the Wise Woman, The Metamorphosis, Infinite Jest, sure, Jabberwocky, alright. The Big Book of Homeschooling, The Homeschooling Book of Answers, The Weird, Slaughterhouse 5, another copy of The Weird. Oh, sorry. I don't like how I could hear a door swinging.
Even the
Not a fan.
fireplace had a story.
Oh, wow.
Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
Oh, I hate that shit. I'm trying to look. You got 2 copies of The Weird. You got Gravity's Rainbow. Yeah, I know about that one. I can't. It's a cookbook. Another copy. The Holiday Feast. Wild Feast. Pacific Coast Seafood. From Cove to Stove. Oh yeah. Oh man, I am loving how this is already completely informing their life, even if I didn't see the cans and have her explain it to me. Walking tempura. The Book of Mushrooms. Made of meat. A good table. Raw fowl. Nordic cookbook. Yeah, another copy of Labyrinths, and another copy of the Book of Sand. The Library of Babel. The Book of Wonder. Let me read that one. 51 Tales. Another copy of Gravity's Rainbow. Swedish Folk Tales. East of the Sun, West of the Moon. The Norse Myths. More homeschooling. Yeah, they made a lot of unique titles, which is cool. Good on them. But I'm definitely seeing a lot of the repeats too. But they put it in. They put the effort. They put the effort of, like, if you look at any given one stack, you're gonna get all the answers. They're coming for you, Barbara. Oh shit.
Built a music box for Barbara.
With a Bigfoot.
With the rest of the house.
Great Grandpa Sven has great taste in music box backdrops. Oh my god, look at that. I'm wearing my Gone Squatching hat. Right now. Oh. This is, Wait, there was a copy of House of Leaves in this? That seems stupidly that seems a little on the nose, actually, but... Where's the House of Leaves? Bigfoot reel. Oh, hey, this is fun. The Last Bookstore, a bookshop in LA has a tunnel that is basically made with this concept of just of an archway of stacked books, and they made like a whole tunnel out of it. It's so dope. Look at the people.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Oh god, it's sealed. They got the stucco on that baby. I'd love to become famous. Remember 2010. So they left in 2010.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother
Oh my
Milton was
god.
alive.
They're coming on really strong. Buddy. Thought that was a bong for a second. I'm sorry, game. You deserve better than that.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. They always want to know about is Barbara.
I mean, with a resume like that, I would also like to know about Barbara. Please tell me.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Oh, please let me see the Bigfoot film. Ooh, we got our wine closet. Okay, so something is definitely plugged in over here. Guess we'll give
Mom
it a
must have
shot.
locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Boo! Alright.
The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
That's a really cool door. Man. Just a beautifully painted doors. Wouldn't that be a thing?
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
You mean you don't seal the room off when somebody dies? Man, weird. That's the one open room. Alright.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Huh.
Now it was time to find found out what my mom had been afraid of.
Now I'm taking
From the
notes.
paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Milton was here. Edie's a loser.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Oh, cool shark. Call of the Wild, Nine Lives, Bedbug, Birds of the Pacific Northwest, The Magic Mountain, Monsters of the Deep, Beast of Nature, and The Jungle Book. Hey, look at that. Princess and the Goblin. Hey, that's just the one shot we did recently.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Ooh, that's a good jellyfish. Big fan of Molly's room. I could also be friends with her if she didn't die in 1947. Oh, those ants are dead.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
Wow,
My mom sealed the doors.
Molly was the original cat girl. That a fucking like sea cucumber thing? Man, Molly, you just got great taste. Scorpions? A frog? This is a cool frog. Isn't that supposed to grow back? Yeah, whatever. 1947 calendar. It's a nice touch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
I'll take my goldfish. Just munch a starfish. They'll be, you know, they'll be fine. They'll grow back.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Own personal bathroom.
I kept eating and eating. I ate a lot of things that night.
No, don't do it.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
Ah, now some real food.
I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Told y'all.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Ooh, got some hops. Man, Didn't think I'd be playing cat lateral damage again anytime soon.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits.
Get his ass.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons.
That's a
swallowed him
big
up,
owl.
And I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
I must feed. I'm gonna take a whole elk this time.
A mama rabbit.
Sorry, Daisy, it's time to go.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Yeah! Yeah! Oh my god, yes! This is the fucking best game I've ever played in the world.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean.
There we go.
I was hungrier than ever.
Oh, it's inverted controls. Where's this fish? I saw him and I lost him. Oh, okay, you're just constantly in motion.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Oh, it's a seal. I got you.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Yeah.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Yeah, this is generally what I heard about this game.
I was big, but I moved real quiet. I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
This game rules.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have. I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Right out of the toilet.
I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
What do you do after reading something like that?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that.
Cat
I'm
girl.
sure Edie would have. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Her
I
cat
spent a lot of
spirit.
time in Great Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
Ooh, yeah, give me that CRT. The Pacific Pro Mole Man beneath the Finch house.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Win a family down at Druid World? Oh, I love it.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Y'all are super Nordic. Of course you're just gonna say he was killed by a dragon. Because you're cool.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Oh man. They have covered this in details.
Her room was like a museum.
Ooh, viewfinder.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Gotta hold
Odin
it down.
Finch buries the latest victims of the family cut sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the
Your family is wild. I love them.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edith is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Mysteries of Death and Thereafter. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, he wrote it. The Hardy Boys. Which one? The first one. Bad Bug. Beast of Nature. Yeah, alright. There's a million and one things. Norwegian folk tales. Joining the great majority. Oh, sick, a sword. Tula, you missed the Cat Girls. Cannot believe you.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
A little newspaper shark. We love the sharks. Hey, it's my pill dispenser. Well, one way to go. Yo, they got Grace glasses in here.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Leave an impact. There's a secret in this bathroom.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
God. I, for one, love this family.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Calvin Finch. Strong sculpt. Yeah, Milton's graffiti. So did Milton just like die in the walls? This might be my call for the game. Cause he seems to have left his mark in the intermittent passageways. Captured.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
That's cool, spaceman.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
Ooh, shit.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Oh, come on, give me a button to, like, put it back.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Ooh, that's a fun little directional. I guess we need the rope down because we need to do this. Ooh, boy. Yeah, that was a... I kind of realized what was going to happen at a certain point, but it was very like... Oh, it squeaks. It was very video games kind of making you do the thing, but like not in a bad way. Like I had to play out the consequences because I'm playing out a history through a very simple mechanic.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Eee. Wait, what was this one? Little shortcut if I wanna pop back out. Yeah, that's fair.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
She's starring a Bigfoot movie. She's starring me.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
This poster is a lot better resolution than the other one. I wish I had a friend in Bigfoot. Barb Street. Rated jobs increase.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
most unfortunate family. I'm calling it the surprise ending of Barbara Finch.
Oh, I want some fine quality, colorful patches. Oh, never mind.
Star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But
It's a little fucked up.
break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box.
My dad's a... Oh.
The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks.
Ah.
I'll be back in a sec.
Sure, go down there alone.
Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Wow, they had family secrets all in this comic? Who wrote this?
She reached for the music box.
Oh, jeez.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Literally just the fucking Halloween music.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Jesus Christ.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help
Oh,
you
dear.
find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
I'm like way engrossed in how this is being presented. I love it. I should be able to go in the library. You gotta watch out for those roller skates. It's dangerous.
Walter, are you there?
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police Police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Dive bomb him. Okay. They set up the skate. Good shit. Oh no, not Halloween.
Vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police
Thanks, Crip
put it
Caper.
all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but her ear...
Waka waka. Oh, on the. Other end fun.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Bigfoot. Good lord. Well, they gave us an out to see the
I guess now I know why Mom
Thing.
didn't like me playing with the music box.
I figured we weren't getting into the basement until later, so I'm glad I didn't check.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
I was gonna say, there better not be a fucking ear in here.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I want to look at everything. What are you making? Oh, the dragon.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
I appreciate the radio changing.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
No. I was wondering where it was trying to direct me on that one.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
That hole probably stinks.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with 1 year done. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Jesus Christ, dude. God.
He died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
I like how they stocked this with even more
Maybe she was
books.
afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
You know, I thought I saw something out there when I was swinging.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
I can't just wander into the sea, right? Yeah, figure not. So your lineage is a little fucked.
I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Well, I mean...
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but... the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 have been my fault.
Oh no, not Derpy and Derpy Jr. Oh, we got a whole lineage. We got Zerpy, Lurpy, Furpy, Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy, and Derpy Jr. Not Christopher. Oh, the goldfish died 2 years after. I assume, yeah, that's Molly's goldfish. Shatsy. Bob. I love incredibly normal names for pets. Bailey. Oh no, the frog's dead. What's his name? Fix it.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Oh, Catgirl grave. Hmm. I was gonna say this looks like Edith Finch, but no, there's not enough letters. If we take out Finch, we're left with E D U K B. T. Hello, welcome. We're playing What Remains of Edith Finch. Catgirl Graves. Wait, was Shadow the Hedgehog there? Oh, I gotta look. I gotta relook. I gotta look at Shadow. No, that is a cat. Sorry. Nice try. I'm fascinated here. Because, okay, so we got Finch. So we have Tedkub. I feel like there's something here that I'm missing. Anyways. Walter Fish, you have a conspicuous little... Huh. I was hoping you'd be able to see the other thing, but oh, there's more.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Oh, it's the old house. Right, okay.
said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Oh, man. Oh man, he died on my birthday. Another terrible occurrence on my birthday to rack up.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Sanjay Kumar.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Let's climb into this incredibly safe treehouse.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh my god. Don't do this to me, game. Just go back. Just go back. I thought I saw the baby bump. Oh man. Well, here we go. Don't do this to me. We saw this. I heard this branch. Okay. Well. Don't do this to me, game. You're setting up for disaster. I can feel it. Huh?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Oh, sick. Bearskin rug.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
By the Marines. Sam Finch. You got a gun with your name on it? Right on, dude.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Let's see it. I finally took a picture of myself. Good job, me.
I promise. You'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Smile.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
Uncle Phil, you got to kick that man's butt!
Hey, Kanakamui656, thank you for the follow. Focus. Oh god, he's got his focus set to like. Where's this car that's clearly driving by? Oh, we're right by the highway, I see.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Hold on, I found some really beautiful flowers.
Do you want to get a picture of me or what?
I'm capturing every memory. Hold on, we gotta.
Hold on. Okay, got it.
Some good rule of thirds there. All right.
Picture is okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
So let's get some composition going here.
Right, Dad, it's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Nothing quite like being out.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else studied?
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
Wait, no, complete your dialogue tree. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I was just focusing on stuff. I'm gonna take a picture of your butt. Ooh, poems. This is an artsy shot. Here, I'm gonna get an artsy shot, Dad. Hold on. Oh my god, this focus. This focus sensitivity. Dad, why did you get a camera that automatically adjusts zoom lens? Why can't I auto-adjust focus myself? Why is your camera such shit to your garbage? Oh right, it's like the 60s. Red bean soup! Alright. Why can't you have independently leveled f-stop, Dad? Come on, Dad. Let me adjust the ISO.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
I like if you're out of focus, she lowers the gun. That's cool. That's a good shot.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Ooh, with the gun in the focus. Oh, and the gun in the frame. Dad, you're...
Squared up. No
Look at that, Dad.
Like we practiced. Whenever you're ready. Great shot, Don.
Jesus! Great shot, Dad! Good lord. Good lord. Dad, selfies aren't invented yet. Good lord. I'll give you the worst selfie ever, Dad.
I'm proud of you, Don.
Oh.
Always remember that, okay?
Oh, I see. Hi.
Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Oh no! This is so awful. Sam Finch, you suck. I'm sorry.
That's totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Nicely done! You gotta snap the neck, Dad. God. Where'd you learn to hunt?
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Alright, where do we progress? Think about keep climbing around out here. I think. Guess we're gonna find out. If I don't find a real Bigfoot by the end of this, I'm gonna feel majorly ripped off. Perhaps going back out was not the way. That or jumping on all these. Oh. Pfft. Of course. Secret passwords. That Bigfoot better be a hidden branch of the family tree.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Baby gate. Boy, that one didn't last. Christ. I actually got to be right back. What tragedies await us? Let's do the baby first. Not much you can say about this.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Baby mode.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
I was just a baby. Oh, it's frog time. It's time to play Frog Fractions.
What his world was like. It reminded me so much of California. Lost in his imagination.
Dude was only a year old. I don't know if he was imagining that much, honestly, but...
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Oh boy.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. Make him cry.
There's letters hiding here.
When the time for photos, the wind picked up and panicked geese appeared and quickly went.
Oh, it makes you look away.
Go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power, but all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Kite flying rebel of the 80s. God, what a cool dude. Great, be a baby. Oh God, did fucking Sam make all you?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Hmm. 10 ways to teach critical thinking. The homeschool student and teacher. Boy, wish more people had that.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Experiment. Data. Conclusion. Reading is a hoot! Yes. Never stop learning. Assume nothing. Respect criticism. Ask tough questions. Did they actually organize these? Maybe not so much. Unless it's by author. Then we'll never know.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
We sealed the door, but we never thought to lock the window. Oh, funky little dude. I like him. Design specs. Concept art.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Yeah. This game is so fucking cool.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
I appreciate your dedication to his style.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Oh, can't go that way. Milton found Bigfoot. I appreciate the
Mom
design.
probably blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
I see. Lewis seems all right. Lewis has a speedboat sticking out of his room. And for that, I endlessly respect him.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Yeah. Lewis got a gaming PC back when we didn't have widescreen. Oh no. Lewis, you died before we got widescreen monitors. How tragic. Look at this motherfucker with his oh my god. This dude was ahead of his time. God, this is my room. Oh no. Am I next? Am I going to die in 2010? Wait. I don't have this much. Oh shit, gamer! Wonderland Turbo! Yeah, I was more of a Wonderland 32X, but you know. I mean, it's part of it. This dude has the most ramshackle aesthetic, and I'm here for it 100%.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Yeah, well, that's the streamer life, you know? You're not here to be good at video games, you're here to entertain, which is something I fail at. I'm excellent at video games. Ooh.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the
Gameplay.
but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to
A gnome.
wander.
Oh, I see. I thought this was like a gnome in the shadows.
I asked
Oh,
him to
bro.
describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
Yo. Lewis, you got good,
Things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself.
Wait, hold on. There we go.
But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Ooh.
And songs for them to play.
Oh, bonfire's lit. All right.
And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Well, yeah, why bother?
He was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Oh yeah, Natch. Because I'm so cool.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
See you, losers.
It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Yay! Oh god.
St. Louis.
I get it.
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Alright, back to the game. Let me get to a save point, Mom. Come on.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of
Oh, I want the handsome queen. I mean, come on.
Handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for...
I mean... Sinister serpents. Oh, no, wait. Oh, wait. Rainbows.
Sinister serpents.
Oh, no. Oh, oops. Knocked over a serpent. No achievement for me. Oh. Electric sitar, baby.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. Become something greater than a king.
My name is Lewis. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
You can go through the tiny little door. Oh.
He began to forget the world we know.
Oh man. My Nintendo Witch.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
I'm gonna move a little faster. Ah, my friends, my beautiful blank-faced friends. Oh, yes. Thank you, Molly. I'm glad you could join my royal court. Oh, look at this dude. Oh. Wait, hold on. This dude. Yeah, I love this dude. He has symbols, but he doesn't care. He's vibing.
There was only one thing left to do.
God damn it.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Took a few pictures, it looks like.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance, or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Well, on second thought.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one.
We must go deeper into the flashback.
Happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of
The ocean smells rank, y'all.
but I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oops.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Grandma, you just gotta walk straight.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Bye, Grandma.
The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
Oh. Yeah.
A few years went by.
Dandelion control.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask,
But I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Damn. All right. Oh. Oh. I love when staff credits have childhood photos. That's always a lot of fun. Can't believe all these kids made this amazing game. I liked the costume quest had a really cute thing of a bunch of all the staff members in their childhood Halloween costumes. I always thought that was really cute. God, incredibly sad Disneyland photos are peak aesthetic. Game Boy. There's me. Dumb little kid with a Game Boy. He's playing Pokemon Yellow, I think, too. Or Donkey Kong, either way. Yeah, that got me. That got me a few times. Achievement unlocked. Thanks, Johan. Good. Keep watching the credits for achievements. That's what you should do. But yeah, very good use of the whole walking simulator thing has always been a, you know, some people get real pissy about that. But I think this is a great example of kind of playing with that idea and keeping it pretty much as a game, as a, like, I think this actually had a lot of proper elements of, like, a puzzle that you need to, you know, it wasn't just sort of leading you. You had to sort of interact with the environment to get to the solutions, which is good. Milton's got Milton Extended DLC. More Disneyland photos. Gotta love it. I'm in that unfortunate position where it's just like, I don't know, a childhood photo. If I were to participate in this, a childhood photo would be just a little off. But I guess that's the thing about being a kid, right? It usually doesn't really start how it's supposed to start in any case. Scarred for Life 2! Trick or Treat, Smell My Feet. Oh man, I want to watch these. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Okay. Is that what it's telling me? Yeah, I think it is. I think. That's just what it's telling me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Milton is, like, a whole different thing to tie into a game. They sure did make him very stylistically distinct. Yeah. Excuse me. Well, I guess if there's nothing more to dig in, though I could replay a story and, like, get more of the incidental dialogue and such, but I don't. We could probably let that sit. Yep, we could probably let that sit. Barbara's kind of fucked up, though. Just, you know, just want to put that out there. That was a little messed up. Anyways. Man, what a game. I'm gonna hit this button. And this button. And say, hey everybody. Let's everybody take a little bit of a breather. Take a little stock of where you are. Get some water. Have a good night. That was a rough one. But I do thank you for joining me for Mansion Monday and Miscellaneous Monday. And I suppose, in the end, Melancholy Monday. Wish I knew. Would have labeled it more appropriately.